It's all connected to the flashpoint paradox. Barry Allen wanted to save his mother and he went back into the past and changed the entire timeline. Now in this new timeline, Bruce Wayne died in the alley. His mother lost her mind and became the Joker. Thomas Wayne became a brutal and cruel Batman who killed his victims. Barry later asked Thomas to save the timeline and to change everything back. Everyone hoped that the plan worked and that everything was back to normal, but maybe the timeline remained unchanged in some parts. Thomas Wayne is woken up in his timeline, but he feels a bit different. Oswald, his longtime friend, is there and is telling him to get back up as Judge Dent is coming to see him. Dent enters the room and starts to scream at Thomas Wayne. He accuses him of killing Joe Chill, and also he blames Thomas for all the crimes Martha did as the Joker. Thomas is confused. He did not understand what's happening. Him and Barry change the timeline back and set everything right. Martha should not be the Joker in this reality. Thomas rushes back to the Batcave to find out what is happening. Thomas is now in the elevator and he is furious as his memories start to rush back. Maybe Barry did change back the timeline. Thomas then remembers that the Reverse Flash took him out of the timeline and made him lost in time for a long time. Then Thomas remembers talking to Bruce and telling him to stop being Batman, but that did not work. The last thing that Thomas remembers is Darkseid and his red eyes. Thomas is aware that he should be dead. Thomas goes to the graveyard and there he sees the gravestone of his wife Martha and his son Bruce. Nothing is like it's supposed to be. Thomas remembers that Darkseid sent him back to his timeline, but it's just the reality that was before Barry came along. His family is dead and he's alone. Thomas imagines Martha as the Joker laughing at him and making fun of him, believing that his life would be better. We see that the world of the Flashpoint paradox is now the same as it was before Barry tried to fix it. The world is in conflict with the heroes. There are international tensions with Aquaman especially. People are afraid of him. And they're sure that he plans to invade the surface world sooner rather than later. Also, major politicians are demanding that all heroes reveal their identity and surrender. As for the Kryptonian, in this timeline, nobody trusts that person who is called Superman. They think that he killed thousands when his rocket landed in Metropolis many years ago. In this timeline, there are no lanterns, no heroes, no Superman. There's only pain and suffering. Thomas now returns to his Batcave and he's wearing his old Batsuit. He's trying to figure out what's happening, and why is his world falling apart once more? Thomas Wayne is furious and he thinks that Reverse Flash once more is torturing him, but he cannot prove it. He puts on his bat mask and takes his guns. He will save Bruce no matter who he has to kill. In the meantime, we are introduced to the Barry Allen of this world. He has his loving mother call him before he goes to the crime scene. Later, Barry goes back to his apartment, and there, in the dark, sits Thomas Wayne. He tries to get Barry to admit what he did, but soon realizes that Barry has no idea what is happening. He was never Flash, and he never changed the timeline. Thomas realizes that he does not have enough time. He explains the entire thing to Barry, at least he tries. He tells Barry that he went back to save his mother when he got powers and became the Flash. Those powers messed up the entire timeline, and the world fell to chaos. Thomas needs Barry to remember, but Barry is not willing. He thinks that Thomas Wayne is a crazy person. Thomas loses his patience, and with a serum, he puts Barry to sleep. As Batman, he takes Barry Allen to his mansion, and there he puts him on the roof when the thunder starts to strike. Barry is totally afraid and he wants to be set free. He has no idea what's happening. Thomas has created the super speed serum, and he thinks that the lightning will wake up the real Flash, who will change the timeline. Just before thunder strikes, a harpoon hits the serum vials. Then thunder hits Barry Allen and he's burnt alive. A giant fire starts, and Judge Harvey also dies in the fire. Batman saves Harvey's son at the last second. Harvey was also attacked by the harpoon. Batman starts to chase this soldier, and soon he realizes that this is one of Aquaman's assassins. Batman does not understand why this assassin killed Barry and Harvey. The assassin explains that Aquaman wanted to stop Thomas from giving Barry powers and changing the timeline. Thomas is shocked to find out that Aquaman knows about the timeline manipulation. This assassin does not offer any more information, so Thomas smashes his skull and leaves. He still has to find out what is wrong in this timeline, and he just lost the only man who could have saved the timeline. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel.